First, take us back before we push forward and show you where we are seeing those heavy rain bands right now. We have a tornado watch as well as a tornado warning, not necessarily here in town, but that tornado watch is including Jefferson County. So our friends that continue to monitor the situation in their neighborhood around Port Arthur as well as Beaumont, there is a tornado watch for your area, at least for the next several hours until the system drifts farthest to the north, where you're no longer in that problem zone. This morning around 11:55, this is what Doppler radar captured of Laura. You can see the center of circulation still offshore. Here's Cameron, Louisiana. And then as we push forward, you can see that eye completely crossing Cameron Parish there, or the city of Cameron, and then pushing northward. At this hour, the center of circulation is now currently over Lake Charles. We've got very breezy conditions. Now, it looks like we may not be seeing clouds here, but definitely breezy and windy conditions. Not quite as strong of those wind gusts that we experienced earlier this morning. Peak wind gusts around Lake Charles being reported close to 130 miles per hour. That reported from the airport there. Laura making landfall as a Category 4 hurricane, winds near 150 miles per hour. The latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center now, it continues to move toward the north at 15 miles per hour and will continue that movement. We're not anticipating this slowing down anytime soon. That is the good news. Unfortunately, because it is such a wide and large storm, it is going to take a while before the storm weekends. It is still a Category 4 storm with maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour. And the reaches of the tropical storm force winds, including the hurricane force winds, are still over. The hurricane force winds are about 70 miles from the center. Meanwhile, those tropical storm force winds are still from the center of circulation, a good 175 miles out. So it's far-reaching, those strong tropical storm wind gusts. Now we're starting to see the northern fringes of this eye wall impacting areas like DeQuincy, as far north as Maryville, and then bringing it a little bit closer toward Beaumont and Rose City, just to the east of Beaumont, down toward Port Arthur, the city of Orange. They're going to continue to experience these outer rain bands from Laura for the next several hours. These are the areas that are going to be in that flash flood prone areas, including the possibility of tornadoes. We've got tornado watches in effect. Most of those tornado watches, the tornado watch box is including much of Cameron Parish and the Calcasieu area, but we are seeing some of those tornado watches also extending into Texas. Now, until 3 o'clock this morning, there is an extreme wind warning. So if our area is ever in an extreme wind warning, you'll know that those winds are over 115 miles per hour, and you want to treat it like there is a tornado warning in our area, meaning that you have to seek shelter in the interior room, the safest room in your house, away from any sort of windows. And this is what folks in this area are being advised to do. So between Cameron and Lake Charles, that extreme wind warning in effect until about 3 o'clock. Give you a wider view of the Doppler radar. I mentioned this is a large storm. Those rains extending from the Sour Lake area along this western fringes and just passing the Alexandria area. Some of these rain bands will be pushing out toward New Orleans as we get into the latter half of the morning and into the afternoon. And these tornado watch boxes, including more than a dozen counties here in Louisiana, and also a couple counties closer to home. So we've got Jefferson as well as Hardin County in that. Already seeing some tornado warnings this morning. Here's this magenta polygon indicating tornado warning until 3 o'clock, with some of these feeder bands that are getting fed into the storm and coming in from the Gulf. So we're going to be dealing with several of these tornado warnings as we move forward in the morning, most of which, of course, will be in the Louisiana area. Flash flood warnings also in effect, starting to watch those water levels along some of those rivers around, we'll be monitoring some of those water levels around Calcasieu Lake. Of course, that is the lake and the waters that feed into the Lake Charles area, and we'll be bringing some inundation, just some devastation as far as those water levels, those winds pushing all of that water into the Lake Charles area as we move forward in the morning. And really over the next 4 to 5 hours, as we start to get some daylight, we'll be able to see what Laura has brought to that area. For us, we spared, of course, from the worst. We're seeing the dry side, or the clean side, as we like to call it, and it's just such a stark difference from what I just showed you on the radar and what is happening and unfolding across Louisiana and what is happening with us. And to think, you know, just a couple of days ago, not really knowing whether or not that cone of uncertainty was going to move over the Boulevard or Galveston area. We could be on those western fringes. Our friends out in Beaumont and Port Arthur that are experiencing that rain, that ongoing rain and winds this morning, that could have been us here in Houston and Brazoria County and Fort Bend County. But that system made that turn last night. I know many of us were waiting with bated breath. Okay, it's still out of the northwest, and of course, as meteorologists, you know, people ask us, when is it going to make that turn? And really, you know, we can put all the data into, you know, computers and get all the data from the hurricane hunters, but ultimately, Mother Nature, you know, you got to see what happens with these storms and how the storms are being steered. And it made that turn a little after 5 o'clock last night to the north, and then we knew at that point, okay, we can finally take, you know, that breath. And here you can see some of those outer rain bands impacting Kuntz, Jefferson County, Beaumont, Port Arthur, the city of Orange this morning. Unfortunately, this is going to be the story this morning, just ongoing rains and also those strong winds. We've been showing you some of these wind gusts this morning. Some of those peak wind gusts in the far eastern parts of our viewing area, Beaumont, Port Arthur, we've seen those gusts 80, 90, even 100 miles per hour. They have weakened some. You're seeing sustained winds right now in Liberty County between 20 and 30. Winnie, Chambers County, you're in that 20 to 30, even close to 40 mile per hour gust, so not bad. You get closer here toward the center of circulation, and in Jefferson County, the color here changes from Beaumont at 60, 65 mile per hour gusts, and then a dramatic change down in Port Arthur. We've lost our sensor there, or observation site in Port Arthur, but just telling that color, you're most likely, if you're in that area, you're experiencing wind gusts above 80 miles per hour. Still under a hurricane warning for East Texas, portions of East Texas, and the western counties of Louisiana. Also, storm surge warnings. We're not out of the woods yet. The next several hours, we could still be dealing with some significant storm surge flooding along Galveston and Boulevard Peninsula. I mean, yesterday, one of my favorite beaches. All water, just inundation of water, overlapping of water, and we're going to continue to see that throughout the morning. And once, you know, the sun rises and hopefully we get some daylight, if we can get, you know, our drone out there, or at least sky eye, since the weather is communicating for us on this side of town, we'll be able to see what those waves, what the Gulf has done to our coastline. But storm surge flooding still a possibility, so the warnings continue. We're still looking at anywhere between 2 to 4 feet above ground when it comes to that water inundation. And then you can see the track. The track of this system will continue to accelerate, still a Category 2 hurricane this morning, and then weakening to a tropical storm as it accelerates toward the Tennessee River Valley here. It is going to produce some very heavy rain and strong winds in this area.